our organization, and then Sandipon will take care about the FICO part or the FICO part of SAP. So what is the main, which is the main, I think, topic for today's discussion. So moving forward, just please confirm me that my screen is visible.
Yeah, it is visible.
So as I told you that this is our agenda, that brief about Oswego Learning, introduction about ERP and SAP, overview of SAP FI module, overview of SAP CO module, course curriculum, and Oswego advantages. So yeah. So what is Oswego Learning? So Oswego Learning is an initiative by a company called PRD Consulting LLP, which is our I would say parent organization. So it is a IT company especially focused on SAP related services, starting from support to implementation to training and all. So corporate training especially. So from there, we feel that there is a very lack of trained manpower in market for SAP. So we our founders or directors thought to start this initiative and train resources across the verticals to bring more efficient and knowledgeable manpower to this industry. Now, what is ERP? You might be knowing, or if you don't know, so ERP is basically stands for Enterprise Resource Planning. So this is basically a system from which an organization can control or monitor the whole of its business operations, starting from your sales to inventory to finance to HR to production to project management, everything. So this is kind of an I would say that it's kind of a system which have various branches of operations. Like for example, sales is your one operation, your finance is your one operation, your production is your another operation, HR is another important operation. So all bringing all operations in under one roof and to control and monitor all this function or the operations from one system. So that is what is ERP is. And there are a lot of different type of ERP software that are available in market today right now. So these are some example of the ERP products that are there. SAP is obviously is one of the biggest, or I would say that has the highest market share in this space. Other than SAP, we have Oracle, we have JetWorks, we have Workday, Infor, Microsoft Dynamics, BAN, all of this. But as I mentioned earlier, SAP has almost 80-85% market share of this whole ERP business that is there. Now there are some very key points about SAP. So SAP was founded in 1972 by three gentlemen from IBM. It is the third largest software company in the world. It has it is market player in ERP, analytics, supply chain management, and human capital management systems. It has almost 440,000 customer across the globe in 180 countries. There are almost 200 million users currently that are there who are using SAP system. In Forbes Global 2000 companies, 92% of them use SAP. World's most 100 valuable brands use SAP. 97 it is 97% greenest company as they say, and 77% of world total transaction touches a SAP system anywhere or the other. So that is what some key facts and figures about SAP. Now moving forward, this if you can see my screen, so this is what SAP has. It has three verticals. One is your application area, one is your basis area, and one is your development area. So
one minute. So your screen is not visible now.
Okay. Now?
No.
Okay. Sort of. I think it's visible for me.
It's also visible for me.
Yeah, I think if you can reshare, I think then it should work.
Now?
No.
Yeah, it's
visible, right?
For me, it's visible.
You need to. I think you have selected some other.
Yeah, it is visible now.
Yeah. So it has three verticals or areas, as I was mentioning. So all the functional thing, like your FI, SD, MM, production, projects, all these modules, they come under this application area. So application area is basically, we call it as a functional area. So the role of these people or this particular vertical is to gather the business information that are required, that needs to be implemented in the SAP system, or that needs to be replicated in a SAP system in case of implementation, or what are the, if there is already SAP is there, what are the changes that you need to, I mean, like if business demands certain needs to be incorporated in your current system. So that thing comes from user or the business to SAP functional guys or this application area. These functional consultant understand the whole process and they try to map it with their existing SAP system, or they create some, we call it functional specifications, and then they give it to the development team to develop that particular thing and release those development for the user to use. So yeah, so this is what it is. And basis area in the middle, they are actually, we call it the administrator, or they actually assign, or they actually control the whole system, who can access what, who has the access of what, this kind of administration functions are being taken care of this basis consultant. And the development, as I told you, that all of the business requirements that the business is that the functional consultant or the functional people are getting from the business, that development part of it, which is not standard in SAP, that part is taken care of by this development area, which we call it ABAP. I mean, like the development people we call it ABAPers, or there is a this language which is called ABAP. Using that ABAP language, these people develop this new things that are required by the business. So moving. Yeah, so these are the modules. So in functional area, we have SD, we have MM, we have FICO, we have PP, we have PS, we have HRM, and in technical module, we have ABAP, NetAware Basis, Enterprise Portal, PIPO, BIBW, Fiori, UI5, all of this. So our today's agenda is to touch upon, I mean, like focus on finance and controlling. So now I think I request my colleague Shandipon to take over. He has almost 12 years of experience in SAP FICO and worked in a couple of large projects globally. So over to you, Shandipon.
Okay. Thanks, Saurabh. Yeah. So will I share my screen, or you'll be sharing the screen? Okay.
You can share your screen. I have stopped sharing.
Okay. I'll just share my screen. Yeah. Okay. So Shani, just let me know, and Saurabh, just let me know once you can see the screen.
Yeah, it's visible. Yeah.
Shani, it's visible for you? Hello, Shani, is it visible for you? We can start. We can continue. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Sandipon, you are audible, as well as we can see your screen also.
So can Shani confirm it?
Shani, are you there? Hello, Shani, are you there?
Yeah, I am there. But it is not visible from my side.
Okay. Let me reshare it again in that case.
Okay.
Yeah, let me know, Shani, if you can see my screen now.
Now it is, yeah, it is visible now.
Okay. So this is visible, right?
Yes, it is visible.
Okay. As Saurav has mentioned, we have SAP functional module, we have technical module, and we have few cloud products. Okay. So in functional module, we will have SD, we'll have MM, we'll have FICO, we'll have production planning, we'll have project system. So these are various kind of functional modules that we have. In technical, we'll have ABAP basis, PIPO, PW, and these are few cloud products which has been launched by SAP. Okay, so these are very new. We have S/4HANA Cloud, HR, CRM. So these are various new products which has been launched by SAP currently.
Okay.
Okay, so now, okay, just to give you a background, we'll be mainly focusing on SAP FICO.
Yeah.
So prior to getting into that technical thing, first we need to understand what will be your role. Okay, so you will, in case if you are joining, okay, so firstly your role should be, so we have three kind of user in SAP. Okay, first what you call as SAP end user.
Okay.
What are end user? End users are nothing but they are normally the business users. Okay, so for example, okay, so what okay, so end user means, yeah, they're normally business users. So once the project goes live, project going live means we are giving the system to business to execute it. Okay, so these are nothing, SAP end users are nothing there, but they're the end user who will be running day-to-day business transaction. Okay, like creating of sales order, purchase order, invoice, etc. There's
Okay.
something called a super user. Super user has a better knowledge about SAP system and can support the user. So super user, does they do? They normally support the end user in case of any kind of issue. Okay, once the super say there is an issue which super user also cannot handle, so that is passed on to SAP consultant. So SAP consultant is was, so you will be, in case if you are joining, okay, and if you are then you will be joining as a part of SAP consultant. Consultant means what? You have to sit with the business, you have to understand the requirement, and you have to implement that as per the you have to implement the SAP as per the requirement of the client. Okay, so that should be your role. So your role should be as per SAP consultant. Okay, so there are three kind of consultant: functional consultant, technical consultant, and basis consultant. So as you are involved in FICO, SAP FICO, so you are going to be part of the functional consultant. So what is the role of functional consultant? They are responsible for customizing SAP as per the customer requirement and demand. Okay, so whatever, see, in any kind of project, what is the normal process? The normal process is, okay, so there will be a business or a manufacturing company. Say for example, let me give you an example of Reliance. Okay, so it might be Reliance has come up with a new business. Okay, now what they want, okay, might be they're running a business in Tally, you know, right? Tally, it's a software. Okay,
Yeah,
Shiny.
I know that.
Okay, so say for example, they're running their business in Tally. Now they planned, okay, no, Tally, it's sort of it's not a ERP, it's not an overall ERP, because we cannot have the data from all the other logistic parts. So might be they planned, okay, we'll implement SAP. Okay, so Reliance, now they have decided, okay, we are going to implement SAP. Now what they'll do? The second step is that they will go to the consulting firms. So, for example, Accenture, TCS, uh, HCL, these are consulting firms. So, they are going to go to the consulting firms and they are going to tell, boss, this is our new business which we have launched. So now we want to get this business running in SAP. So you have to set up a business on the ERP software or on the SAP software. So now your role comes into play, where you're going to go, you're going to sit with business, you have to understand the requirement, and you have to do the configuration based on their requirement. Okay, so this will be your role as a part of SAP consultant, or rather as a part of SAP functional consultant. Okay, and then the second step is there need to team up with developers to code the custom web program as per the client's requirement. Now, in SAP, see, SAP standard, it provides 90% or 99% of the solution, but still there will always be a feed gap. What is feed gap? Feed gap means, so there are few requirements which is not available in SAP standard functionality. Okay, in every ERP there are few limitations, like might be there is a requirement from business which is not available or not feasible in standard SAP functionality. Then what we have to do, we cannot go and tell business, by this is what you're asking, we don't have it in SAP. Okay, we cannot tell that. So then what we have to do, and we have to go to the above developers, and we have to ask them to do a customization for that program. Okay, so ABAP is nothing, it's a technical thing. There'll be a separate ABAP team altogether who will do the programming part. Okay, so this is functional, and this is the ABAP is not normally a technical thing. So going forward, technical consultant, they are responsible for coding ABAP program. So as I was telling, so once we have the requirement, requirement from the business, which is not possible in SAP standard, we'll go to the technical consultant. We'll tell them, boss, this is a requirement. You need to develop it as per the requirement of the business, and they will do the coding based on that. And we have another technical consultant, which we called as a basis consultant. Basis consultant, they are normally responsible for installation, maintenance, and tuning and upgrading of SAP server and database. Okay, they are normally basis consultant. They are normally responsible for upgrading any kind of upgrade or installation of SAP in the system. Okay, so these are different role of SAP consultant. So moving ahead, so as I have told you, these are few cloud which has been newly introduced by SAP. Okay, like Ariba, Concur, okay, Fieldglass is a new cloud functionality which SAP has just introduced as a part of S4 HANA. Okay, so going forward, so in SAP, like while you will be doing the you will be tagged to a project, the landscape that is normally followed in SAP is there three things. Okay, so the development server, there are three servers actually. So there's something which we call as a development server. There's something which we call as a testing server or a quality server. There's something which we call as a production server. So what is this developing server? Developing server is nothing but it's a server where we do all kind of configuration, development, and unit testing. Okay, so as a part of consultant, you will be doing all the configuration, all the development in the development server. So once you have done the configuration, then the second step is that we need to do a unit testing to check that whatever the functionality is working as per the requirement or not. Okay, so we need to check as a part of unit testing, say if the expected results, for example, is A, so it should, if whether the output is A or not. Okay, so we need to do the unit testing in the development server. So once everything is working fine, then we can move. So there's a process of deploying the changes from developing server to the quality server or a quality environment. Okay, so quality environment is nothing but where the people from business will do a UAT, which is nothing but it's a user acceptance testing. Okay, which is function. So the business people, they will do the testing in the quality environment. So once they have done the testing, and once they are okay with the test results, then they'll give and go ahead. Okay, boss, everything is working fine in the testing environment. Now you can move the changes to the production. So production system is nothing where it's you do all kind of live transaction. So as you have seen, like there were three kind of users, like business user, power. So business user, they normally work in this production environment. Okay, so as a part of consultant, Shani, you'll be working in this. You are going to do all kind of configuration development in the development system. Also, once you have done the configuration, you have to do the unit testing in the development system. Once that is done, we'll move to quality, and then parallelly we'll move to production. So these are nothing but different server. Huh? So we have a development server, we have a quality server, and we'll have a production server. So this is what we call as a SAP system landscape. Okay, Shiny, just let me know if I'm going too fast. Okay.
No, I understand.
Yeah, you understood it, right? Yeah, just stop me in case if you think I'm going too fast. Okay, no problem.
Okay.
So going ahead, now we are going to get into the role which is finance and controlling. FICO is nothing but it's finance and controlling. Okay, so So this is one of the functional module. Apart from sales and distribution, material management, production and planning, SAP is a functional module which we have in SAP. Okay, finance and controlling is sort of a functional module it's a part of a functional module which we have in SAP. Okay, so basically, what is FICO? FICO is nothing but it's sort of a finance. Okay, FI is finance and CO is controlling. Okay, finance is what mainly when you're going to post all kind of business transaction in FI. Okay, and that will be it's mainly used for the reporting purpose to the external auditors. Okay, so FICO is a core functional component in SAP ERP central component that allows an organization to manage all its financial data. So whatever you are going to post, what the financial transaction you are going to post in FI. Is SAP FI consists of two modules, SAP Finance, what you call FI, and SAP Controlling, each of which is used for a specific financial processes. SAP FICO module integrates, so even it also this FIC also integrates with other SAP module. Okay, as you know, SAP is what why SAP is in so much of demand. One of the main reasons for SAP being in such a huge demand because it's an integrated system. Integrated system means what? Like if you are posting something from a material management, or if you are posting something from a sales and distribution. Okay, so it will directly impact FI. Okay, say for an example, okay, you are selling a good. Okay, for example, you are selling a good to the customer.
Okay.
So there is a whole process. So you are selling a good to the customer. It's part of SAP SD, sales and distribution. They are normally responsible for this flow. But but you know, right? Whenever you are selling means there is a financial impact. Okay, so
Okay.
for example, say if you have there's a whole process for it. So whenever you're selling a good, say revenue will come in, right? So there will be a financial impact. So whenever you are posting from SD also, it will get integrated with FI, and that financial impact. So that's what it is trying to say, that as SAP is an integrated system, integrated, it will integrate all other SAP module like MM is nothing, material management. Material management is what? When you're when you're purchasing a good from a vendor. Okay, when you're purchasing a good from a vendor, so there's a complete end-to-end flow process for it, which is part of material management. Sales and distribution is mainly you can understand from the term only. Sales and distribution means when you're selling a process. Okay, the different process, ship to party, sold to party, the different processes in SD. But just keep in mind that if you are posting even with which is one of the functional, which is one of the model in SAP, if you are posting, if you're buying something, if you're selling a product to a customer, okay, there is a financial impact. So it's a real-time integration. Okay, say if you have worked on Tally or other ERP, they does not have a real-time integration with other submodules like MMSD. But ERP it's in demand. The only reason is being that it's an integrated system and it's a real-time posting. Okay, whenever you're going to purchase a good, it will have a impact or a real-time posting in the inventory account. Whenever you are selling a good, it will have a real-time posting in the revenue account. Okay, so we need to do few kind of configuration, okay, to make this posting work. Okay, there is something called FIMM integration. There is something called FISD integration. So we have to do the configuration for FIMM integration and FISD integration to make this integration work. Okay.
Okay.
So the only thing is that it's an integrated with, and FI is a core model. So just keep in mind whenever you are starting an implementation. Okay, when say, as I have told you, so now Reliance has come back. So you for example, you are working in any of the MNC company. Let's say example, you are working in Accenture. Okay, tomorrow Reliance has launched a new launch a new product. Okay, or launch a new business line. So they want that business line to run in SAP. So they'll come to Accenture. They'll tell boss, this we have launched a new business. Now we want SAP to get implemented in this business. for Reliance. Okay, so then Accenture will, as a part of FICO consultant, then you are going to represent Accenture to Reliance. Then you are going to go to the business and tell, okay, what is your business process? Okay, so after understanding, the first step is creation of company codes. Okay, so any kind of implementation which starts with FICO, any kind of if you do any kind of implementation which will start with FICO. Without FICO, the implementation, like the first step, rather the first step of any implementation will be a part of FICO, and then later on SD will come into place. Okay, so that's the only reason FICO, compared to, we have demand for all other sub module, but compared to that, what I have experienced, FICO is always in demand. Okay, FICO is always in demand.
Means
So
it is the central module.
sorry,
Means FICO is the central module.
yeah, it's a central model, right? You can say it that way. It's a central model because if whether you're purchasing a good or you're selling a good, there's always a FI posting, FI impact, right? Because there'll be an inventory out, inventory in, correct? Say for example, if you're selling a good, okay, so what will be the accounting document? Customer account dated to revenue, correct?
Hmm.
So in the while you're doing BBA in accounts, you used to do, right? Yes, we used to do the general posting. So if
Yeah,
you
yeah,
are selling a
exactly.
good, right? If you're selling a good, it will be
Hmm.
customer account dated to revenue,
Hmm.
correct? So here, so whatever you're doing, either you're purchasing a good, you're selling a good, there's always be a FI posting. So it's sort of a centralized model. Okay.
Okay.
And then going forward, so in FICO we have different kind of submodule. FICO is one of the module. In FICO we have different kind of submodule like AR. Accounts receivable is nothing but a like this kind of process like AR process means say customer selling of goods to the customer. So this is normally AR. We have AP, accounts payable. We have general ledgers. Okay, we have asset accounting. So these are part of FI. And then what is CO? CO is nothing but it's for the internal reporting. FI is what? If you look from the top level, what is FI? FI is mainly used for the external audit, external data, like sharing the uh, company information with the auditors or the stakeholders. Okay, so at the end of the year, I doubt you should have known, like at the end of the year for any big company, they have to share their net profit, net loss with the stakeholders, right? Because then only they'll invest. Why I'm going to go and invest if there's no profit, if the company is not making a profit? So how you are going to know whether company is running in profit and loss, whether a company is running on profit or it's running on loss? The only way is that you need to have the data. So FI, with whatever you post, we need to post, it will get posted to FI, and FI is mainly used for external reporting to the auditors, to the stakeholders. Okay, and CO is what? CO is mainly for the internal reporting, internal management. Okay, so internal management is what? Say for example, you're producing a good. Okay, you need to do the costing of the good, right? You need to know what is my cost of goods sold. Okay, what is the cost price of the good? What will be the actual price for the good? Based on that only you are going to determine the revenue or the profit, right? So CO is nothing but it's sort of a internal reporting, which we do in a, like if you're manufacturing a good, you need to know what is the cost price. At what price if I sell, I'll earn a revenue. So these are normally for internal reporting. If so, just on an overall, if I whatever you post in FI is for external reporting to the auditors, stakeholders, and CO is mainly used for the internal reporting. Okay, so this is what is FI and CO. So in previously, what used to happen, we used to consider FI and CO in a single model. They were treated as a single model. But now we have a normally we have a separate team for FI and CO. Okay, if you work in real time, so you either you'll be working as a part of FI or a part of CO. Okay, so if you have a knowledge of both FI CO, it will be an add-on. Okay, if it will be an add-on. So who should learn this FICO? Graduates, postgraduate in finance, BCom. I think you have done BBA, right? So you can
Yeah.
part of it. CA, CFA, ICFA. Person having a degree of professional certification in finance or accounting with a good communication skill and a basic computer knowledge, they can be part or they can learn this FICO model. Okay, in case if I think you told you are already working, so in that case if you have a domain experience, it will always be a add-on. If you
Okay.
have that domain knowledge, it will always be a add-on.
But
Okay.
I don't have the domain knowledge. Actually, I am working on HR field right now.
Okay, okay, but that should be fine. Okay, that should be fine. At least, yeah, you're working in HR, right? But
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
like
working on
they are,
HR
yeah.
right
If
now.
in case if you have a domain knowledge, that could be good. But even if you don't have, we can start from fresh. Okay, that I think that thing is already there. Okay, that option we already have.
Okay.
Okay, what are the career options? So as I have told you, we normally as per the process, we can be a part of an implementation team or we can be part of a support team. What so team means what? Team means say in a project. So there's if you're part of an implementation team, might be there'll be 2-3 people working with you in a FI model or a CO model. Okay, so that's what I'm referring to a team. So either it can be implementation project or it can be part of a support project. So implementation project means what? It's sort of a fresh implementation. You are mapping or you are doing all kind. You're mapping the business as the example that I've given you. Okay, so for example, Reliance, they have come up with a new business. Now they want the new business to run in SAP. Okay, they'll go to a IT firm. Okay, and then they'll tell them, boss, I want to, this is the new business which I've launched, so I want to run this in SAP. So that is means learning, yeah, implementing SAP in the organization. Okay, so this kind of scenario will part of our implementation project. Okay, that means you're mapping it first time. That's the implementation. So what is support? Support is nothing. It's like a assessment, maintenance part. Okay, so support is what? Say for example, we already say for okay. So now Reliance has come to you. You have already done the implementation. Everything has been done. So project has already went live. Project going live means what? You are handling. You are rather giving the system to the client, saying that boss, everything is fine, now we can run the, you can post a transaction in production system. So after the project goes live, there comes a phase of a support. So even after the project goes live, there will still be issues, there will still be new requirements coming in. So all those requirements they will be taken care by a support team. So normally we will be having, normally if you work in a project, so you'll see that you will be having a separate implementation team, you will be having a separate support team. Okay, so once the project goes live, and even after project going live, it will always happen. Say for example, if you have brought a new washing machine. Okay, so even though you have brought it new, might be after 6 months or after 10 months, again you have to call people to repair it, right? So that is what we call maintenance. Okay, so same in SAP. So if you have if a project has gone already live, okay, after that also there will always be issues coming in. There will be new requirements which are coming in. Might be there's a change in taxation. Say for example, GST has come right now. Previously, say 5 years down the line, we did not have GST. So now we have GST. Government has introduced this GST thing. So GST means it's a new requirement. So in case the project has already gone live, if you have to implement GST, it has to be done by the support team. Okay. So there are two, normally there will be two teams. One which you call as the implementation team, which is nothing for the fresh implementation. Okay, and there's something called a support team, which is rather a maintenance kind of thing. Okay, you have to resolve the issues. You have to, so there'll be tickets or defects coming in. Okay, so based on that, you have to provide a solution. Then there might be new requirements coming in. Okay, so based on the new requirement or delta requirement, you have to do the configuration. So these are normally been taken care by the support team. So this part is clear.
Yes,
What
it
is
is clear.
implementation? Yeah, what is implementation
And what is
consultant?
support?
Yeah,
Yeah.
what is support consultant? Okay. And then going in general, SAP market has been, yeah, SAP market has been really good since 2015. Okay, if you ask me personally, even we had all this pandemic and all, but the SAP market was always pretty good. Huh? Okay, so and rather, if you ask me, during the pandemic, the market has gone up more than expectation actually. Okay, this SAP market. So as of now, yeah, the market is really good. There are a lot of opportunities. Okay, so once you have that knowledge of SAP FICO, there will be a lot of opportunities which will be coming in. Hmm. So topics covered in S4HANA FICO. So these are the uh, topics which, okay, so what is S4HANA? Okay, so what is S4HANA? Now, so okay, topics covered in S4HANA course. Okay, um, uh, S4HANA is nothing. Okay, it's sort of a database update. Okay, if you have a technical knowledge, so every software, it has to have a database, right? Whether Oracle or some other database. So previously what is to happen, this SAP is to run on Oracle database. Okay, so I think, and now after 2015, what SAP has done, SAP has introduced their own database, which they are calling as HANA. Okay, so what is to happen? What had happened is that till 2015, SAP had a contract with Oracle that we will be using a Oracle database. So that was normal SAP. Okay, post 2015, once the contract got over, now SAP has decided to have their own database. Okay, based on which the whole software will run. So that is what you call a HANA database. Okay, so that's why SAP has termed it as S for HANA. It's nothing but instead of Oracle, which have the HANA database, and then the main advantage is that in HANA, the things are bit faster. Okay, there are a lot of changes which has been made in HANA compared to what we, yeah, previously we had. Okay, so all those change, because like, and then the system has become, because you know, right, big organization, they have huge data. In Oracle database, the execution time was bit more compared to what we have in S4HANA. Okay, so there's been change in the field. There's a lot of changes in mapping technically. Okay, so because of that, in HANA the things are moving bit faster. Huh? So that's what S4HANA is all about. In a nutshell, it's nothing but the change in the database of SAP. Previously, they used to work on Oracle database. Now in S4HANA, the SAP has introduced his own database, which we call as S4HANA. And I think till 2025 or till 2030, all the projects, they have to move into S4HANA. Okay, so gradually there will be more demands of this S4HANA coming in, because what SAP has told, key, if you are not upgrading it to S4HANA, then SAP will not be supporting. So in that case, all the projects, all the companies which are already which are running in SAP, they have to upgrade it from ECC. So previously we used to run the database in Oracle database. We used to call it as ECC. Now we call it as S4HANA. So now SAP, I think they've already informed that till 2020 or 2030 rather, all the companies should have to upgrade to S/4HANA. Okay, so that's all. Like, so coming in coming days, I presume there'll be more demand for S/4HANA, which will be coming in, huh? Okay, so so that's all about S/4HANA. So these are the few topics which will be covered as for an overview: navigation, logistic, accounting, HCM. Okay, and introduction. So this will be part of FICO, where which we are going to cover the enterprise structure. Okay, as I have told you, any kind of project which starts with FICO. The only reason being is that we have to only the FICO team which creates this company and company code. What is this company and company code? So, for example, Reliance they want to run their business for HANA in SAP rather. So, in SAP, what we have to do, we have to create company and company code. So, all kind of transaction, let it be from purchase, let it be from sell, let it be from production, everything is based on the company code. So, company code is at one of the top level in the hierarchy. Okay, so all the data, all the transaction, all the transactions they are posted based on the company code, and this company code, these are normally created by the FICO consultant. That's the only reason I had told that any project, okay, it will start with finance. Okay, it will start with finance. The only reason being the finance team has to go and they have to create this company and company code. Okay, so in without this company and company code, the team, they will not be able to create or do any transaction from their end, because the accounting document majorly, so with whatever you're posting in whatever you're posting in sales and distribution, it will have a financial impact, and all kind of data in financial impact, it will be posted based on this company code. So this company code is been, they only the FICO consultant they configure this company code. Okay, so any project, it's so another important point of being a part of FICO is that in what I've gone through in multiple projects, they might not have MMSD in scope. Okay, but in majority of the SAP project, okay, you are going to have this FICO, because without FICO there will be no accounting posting. So in any project which is running in SAP, or any business which is running in SAP, FICO should be a mandatory. Like they cannot run a project or in SAP without FICO, implementing of FICO model. Okay, so the introduction of FICO. What all we will be doing as a part of FICO course. Okay, so we will be creating the enterprise structure. We will be creating of company. We will be creating company code. We will be creating business area, functional area, and then after creation we'll do the assignment. Okay, there's something called a fiscal year variant, posting period variant. So we will be covering all these which are part of the FICO. So there's something called a new jail. So so as I've told you in if I say it's a module and these are sub modules. For example, new jail concept. So what all you are going to cover in the new jail concept? Okay, so creation and maintenance of master data. Okay, so I'll also tell you what is master data, what is transaction data. So what is this the concept for document parking? Okay, and there's a concept for document holding. Okay, so there's a creation. So from the banking part. Okay, so like if you're making a payment, so we need to have a bank account. So how the bank account needs to be configured? Okay, maintaining of house bank. House bank is nothing but they are banks normally. Okay, from which, say for example, if you're Reliance, so if you're using SBI bank, so we need to configure that SBI bank as a part of this house banks. Okay, if you're making payment in check, so there are multiple kinds of payment methods which we can be used. Either we can have a check payment, we can have a bank transfers, we can have NEFT. So all those configuration we can do it from this new GL concept flow. In SAP, everything is we can do all, we have to do all kind of configuration to make it work. Then there's something called electronic bank statement. So as you know, like when we at the end of the day, the whatever payment you are making, if you're paying, whatever payment you are making and whatever payment that you are receiving, so it should always be reflecting in the bank statement. So so banks are going to send the statement, and then how we are going to upload it in SAP. Okay, because the reconciliation needs to be done, right? You're making a payment, and then without the reconciliation, there'll always be a open item. Okay, open item is nothing, means that there'll be always be a balance in the GL account. Okay, so we can we'll be I'll be showing you all this as a part of new GL concept. Okay, we say like what kind of posting happens once the bank statement comes, once the bank statement is uploaded. Okay, how to maintain the check lots and everything. So the first submodule is new GL, or rather a GL concept, and then we will have ARAP asset accounting. ARAP asset accounting. So these are part of FI. Okay, GL, ARAP asset accounting, these are part of FI. Okay, in ARAP, creation of customer vendor master record, then invoice posting, making of incoming outgoing payment. So these are normally, you can, there are two ways of making payment in SAP. We can do a manual payment, which is incoming outgoing payment, and there's a process for a automatic payment. Okay, automatic payment is what we can pay 1,000 vendors at the same go. Okay, so these are few concepts which we can discuss it. Then there's a concept for special GL, dunning, and payment terms. So these are part of AR and AP. Then asset accounting in chart of depreciation. So in asset accounting, we have to configure the chart of depreciation, based on which the depreciation for the asset will get calculated. Okay, so there are different concepts like creation of asset, acquisition of asset. If you're retiring an asset, then running out depreciation run. Then if you're scrapping an asset, or if you're transferring an asset, say for example, from one company to other company code, if you want to transfer asset, so how that can be done. And then asset work in progress. Asset work in progress is nothing but asset under construction. Okay, so this all topics can be covered as a part of asset accounting. So in FI, what we have, new GL, ARAP, and asset accounting. So now controlling. Controlling as a part of, as I've told you, FI is for external reporting, and controlling is for internal management, internal reporting management. Okay, so in controlling, what we, the top note that we have is controlling area. Okay, and in FI we have chart of accounts, which is a top node, and here in controlling we have something called a controlling area. Okay, so all this topic will be covered as a part of controlling. Like for example, maintaining of controlling area, maintaining of version, maintaining CO document number ranges, maintenance, what you mean by cost element, what is cost center, what is profit center, what the activity type, what is internal order. Okay, so all this will be covered as a part of in even budgeting. Okay, budgeting, we have planning, budgeting, we can have commitments, commitment management. So all this will be covered as a part of controlling. And then along with that, we have cost estimation. Cost estimation is nothing which is a part of a product costing. So product costing is what, in case if you're in a manufacturing company. Okay, so if you're manufacturing a product, you, at the end of the day, you need to know the what is the costing for that product, right? So that kind of costing we can do it in the product, in the cost estimation part, that we can cover in a cost estimation part. Okay, then based on that, we can also have a, there's something called a COPA. COPA is nothing but the profitability analysis. Okay, so how you are going to determine, like for which product how much profit you are expecting. So all this you can we can find in COPA. COPA is nothing but it's mainly for the reporting purpose. Huh? And then cost estimation, Finally, this financial statement version. Financial statement version is nothing but a balance sheet and PL account. Okay, so we can configure this balance sheet PL account as a part of financial statement version in SAP. Okay, so these are the few topics that we can cover as a part of FI and CO. And then so learning advantage, every
I
student
think
comes.
Sandeepan, thanks. I think I can
Okay, yeah,
take care,
yeah.
take it over from here.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, sir. Yeah,
Yeah, if you can just stop sharing.
yeah.
Okay, so thank you, Sandeepan, for the presentation. Now we'll talk about the duration and the timing of our course. So basically, the whole thing, the whole journey is it's total of 40 to 45 hours of class that is spread across 3 to 4 months time. This is only your learning part, right? Now, regarding the class, we generally conduct classes on Saturday and Sundays. The timing is flexible. You and I mean, like your faculty in this case, Sandeepan, and you can just fix on a time based on your availability and conduct these classes. So we are pretty flexible on that. And post your learning period, I mean, like post 3.5 months or 4 months, there will be another 2 months time that will be required for you to do a project with us. I'll talk about that project in later part of this presentation. But also this 2 months will be for your project work and your interview preparation. And post that you can start this your job searching part of your journey. So this is what, and all our classes is on online. Every recording is been will be provided to you for all your classes. So you can that in your spare time, if you want to access that, you can access that. Not only that, all the materials and everything, I mean, like study material and everything will be provided by our end. You'll be also having an access to a system, SAP system, S/4HANA system, where you'll be able to practice it. It's a 24/7. You have that access with you. Whenever you just feel to try something out there, you can just use it and experience it. So that is what are the courses we are offering. So we are offering all kind of courses that are available or I would say that we are offering courses for all kind of modules that are available in SAP. uh, uh, so yeah, so this is our training methodology. We all our teachers are experienced more than at least 10 to 12 years. We do hands-on training. It's not like a classroom kind of setup, or it's not like in college kind of experience that you're going to get. You're going to get a hands-on training kind of thing where the faculty is going to teach you on a particular subject, and then and there is going to perform those function or those operation in a system, in the server that we are going to give you access. So that is what, after the completion of your learning period, we will go through a project where you, not only you but from people from other modules as well, like for say SDMM, ABAP, these all students from other batches will come across, and you will get a feel, or you'll get a look and feel of how a project scenario works, how tickets are being generated, what kind of tickets are generally passed on to each kind of consultant, how these functional specifications are look like, how to prepare those functional specification, how to I mean, like gather business requirement from the users. So all these kind of things are included in this project work. So this is what I was mentioning earlier, that this will take you almost 1 year post completion of your learning. And also we couple of time we arrange this knowledge interaction session where we invite industry expert, not your faculty, but in various industry experts, so that you can just listen to them, or you can share your experience, or if you want to learn anything from them, or you want to ask anything, you just can go on and ask them. And it's a kind of interactive session that we arrange just to enlighten our students to get exposure to various kind of things that are happening in this field. So yeah, training materials. I mentioned that all kind of materials and everything will be provided to you. This real-time tickets, everything, business blueprints, business documents, we're going to provide you for your better understanding of how actual things are happening in real life. So this is what, and I mean, like post everything, I mean, like your training and your project work, we also conduct this grooming session for you. We help you to prepare your resume for job. I mean, like to send it to the recruiters or to send it to our clients who have certain openings right now. We conduct mock interview, not with your faculty again, with other people from the same fraternity, so that you can get a real feedback. Or many times the other faculty who is taking your mock interview also feeds your trainer that these are the areas that might need some fine tuning on it. So that is what. So this is a continuous feedback loop kind of a system that we have created, just to improve our students' quality over the others who are there in the market. And lastly, yes, on the placement assistance, we do have a lot of clients in industry. As I told you, that it's a part of a consulting, Oswego Learning is a part of PRA Consulting, which is a consulting firm and who is currently working with various IT giants in various projects. So we do get a lot of opening or request from our clients to send them trained resources profiles. So we do that, and till now, I think almost 120 plus students we have. I mean, like they have gone through the Oswego Learning experience, and they all are placed. So this is what these are some names that our current, I mean, like previous batch students are currently working on. So this is what, and if you have any question, you can just ask, or you can connect offline also, no problem. Yeah, so that is what.
Okay, one more question. How you conduct the project, means in live server or in any other?
So project is again, it's how your class is going to happen. No, not absolutely not live server. It's called an IDS server, which is a practice server. So in that practice server, all your other modules along with you will come together and will perform the tasks that are assigned to you.
Okay.
Okay. Everything, whatever during your learning also you are going to do in your practice server only, because we have access to practice servers. Live servers you only get, I mean, like these are all live servers, but these are not production servers.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Anything else?
No.
Okay. So I think that's it for today's. I mean, like we can end this session. I think.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Shondipan. Thank you, Orgo.
Thanks, Shani. Thanks, Saurabh. Bye.
Thank you.